New Tool Day Tuesday, where I share with you guys unique or useful tools that I myself use that I think you might be interested in. We're looking at a new flashlight being sold by Harbor Freight. It's under the BRAUN name, but it is 7,000 lumens. It's extremely bright. About a year ago, they sold this flashlight and it was being carried under the Quantum name, and it had 6,000 lumens of light. It was quite impressive. However, about a month ago, I seen they went on clearance, and I was pretty sad because at Christmas time last year, I pretty much bought everybody in a family this particular flashlight. I really liked it. I was that impressed. Now, the rumor from Harbor Freight was they were going to resell the same flashlight under the BRAUN name. However, they made some major improvements, and I kind of had some questions and doubts until I purchased one for myself and compared it to the old flashlight. At first glance, they look exactly alike, except the BRAUN is a little bit shorter than the Quantum. Other than that, if you just were looking at them at first glance, you would really never notice any differences between the two. And the operation is exactly the same. However, the specs are a little bit different. I will post those specs now. And the BRAUN flashlight being advertised at 7,000 instead of 6,000, the one thing I can guarantee you is the BRAUN flashlight is brighter than the Quantum. I have used both of these flashlights in my backyard, and you can clearly see that the BRAUN is brighter. Now we'll recap on some of those features and be very brief, and then we'll talk about the operation of how this flashlight operates. The flashlight is advertised as waterproof. However, you do need to access the charging port, and to do that, you open up this rubber flapper door. Under the rubber flapper door, you will find a USB-C charging port, but you will also find a regular USB-C port in here, and that is because you can charge other devices off the battery that's inside this flashlight. Inside the flashlight, you will find two 26650 cells, and that will give you a total runtime of 5,000 milliamps of charge. Located on the other side of the flashlight is the power button. The power button is also an indicator. It lights up red as it is charging, and it lights up green when it is fully charged. There are three different levels of brightness, and the way you get to them is the first click of the power button turns on the dim mode. The dim mode will last 46 hours of runtime. So this is perfect if you're camping and you don't want to run out of flashlight time, and it's bright enough to do quite a bit of work. The second click gives you a very bright flashlight. Now, it's not showing up in my camera, but this is pretty bright. This is almost uncomfortably bright to use as a flashlight. The third click is the sun. Now, if you need to get somebody's attention, you can press it twice and it will strobe. And if you want to get to the brightest setting very quickly, you just hold down the power button. And then that button works in reverse. There's medium and there is low. The end of the flashlight does glow in the dark, and that is to make the flashlight easier to find, well, in the dark. And by twisting the end of the flashlight, you can control the focus of the beam that it emits. Now, it starts out in like a floodlight mode, and when you twist it all the way out, it's almost a spotlight. It's really quite impressive. Now, the flashlight is a large flashlight. It does measure a little bit under 11 inches long, and at the widest part of the flashlight, it's coming in at 2 1/8 of an inch. It's also very heavy, so it's probably not going to be one of your EDCs. Now, it is very difficult for me to show you just how bright this flashlight is. The tree line in the background is about 180 feet away, and we have the flashlight in spot mode. We do live out in the country, and I have all of the lights turned off on my property, so what you're seeing is pretty much whatever light is being emitted from this flashlight. Now, keep in mind the flashlight is in its brightest setting, but right now we're in flood mode, and as you can see, the entire backyard is lit up. There is no problem seeing with this flashlight. It's really, really bright. Now, at the time of this video, this flashlight costs $69.99, but keep in mind Harbor Freight does sales all the times, and I actually used a 25% off coupon when I purchased this one. So what are my final thoughts? Well, I really liked the other flashlight, so I'm tickled pink that Harbor Freight was able to improve it just a little bit more. It is extremely bright, and right now it is the brightest flashlight Harbor Freight sells. I love the fact that I can charge my cell phone off this flashlight, so if I'm camping and I need a little extra power, well, I can charge my cell phone off the flashlight, and that might buy me some time. If you like these types of videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Take a look at some of my other videos. At the very least, you might be entertained.